Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco 2. Today, just wow, basically. I can't begin to describe how well this season has been going. We're on the board screen right now, because I'm just trying to hide and sort of build the suspense so you can just sort of appreciate how well we've been playing in between episodes. I can't actually explain how well we've played in between episodes. Quite frankly, changing a CDM to an attacking midfielder, it's been, quite frankly, incredible. If I told you that from the first game of the season to now, in mid-October, that we were unbeaten, would you believe me? Would you believe me? Well, you should believe me, because that's exactly what we've done. We are unbeaten. Absolutely unbeaten. And this is what it looks like. It's, quite frankly, incredible. So, of course, you were last here for the 3-2 win over Aston Villa on the opening day of the season. This day, we played with Venturelli in that CDM position, all right? We thought we might need that CDM because Aston Villa are a good side, a good attacking side in the Champions League, so we thought we'd have to use that. And to be fair, it worked out quite nicely because we won, obviously. But for the next game against Stoke, who are not a very good attacking side, we thought maybe we move to an attacking midfielder. We bring our new signing, Chris Hart, into the side. We bring an extra dimension to our attack. Maybe it'll work. And maybe we might score a few more goals than we usually do. And actually, it bloody well worked. And we scored 9 goals in that game. And quite frankly, one of the best games we have played in the entirety of FM19. I'm so gutted that I didn't pick this one to do an episode on. I just thought Aston Villa would be quite good because, of course, the recent history with them. This game, wow. Klaassen scores a goal, Gustavo gets a hat-trick, Andreas scores a goal, Bizu gets a hat-trick, and Chisa scores a goal. So at this stage, after 2 games, Bizu's on 5 goals after 2 games, which is mental. Then we took on Burnley as well. We stuck, obviously, with the attacking midfielder for this one. And we won 3-1 with Chisa, Bizu, and Gustavo once again getting themselves on the score sheet. I mean, it's just incredible, all right? And it worked so well, I thought, okay, let's try it again against Man City. And to be fair, we got a draw. I mean, we left it a bit late to get the draw, but we got the draw nonetheless. They only scored a penalty in their game, in that for them to score. So I was really pleased with that. And I thought we'll keep it on against Wigan. We kept it on with Wigan. Gustavo and Bizu scoring just before half-time after Wigan took the lead, actually. But the Carabao Cup second round breezed through that. Again, with that attacking formation, I thought, okay, maybe then we try it against West Ham, who are a decent side, had a very good start to the season. And we beat them 2-0 as well. Hart and Klaassen scoring the goals in that one. Gustavo and Bizu both picked up injuries, but they weren't out for too long. After that West Ham game, we had an international break as well. So they were back in time for the Arsenal game. And the Arsenal game, we decided to switch back to the CDM because I just didn't think we'd be able to do it against Arsenal. I didn't think we'd be able to go attacking against Arsenal and win. And to be fair, it paid off to an extent because we did draw the game, but we left it pretty late with Luis Gustavo scoring late on in that game to pick up a draw. We then thought, okay, we'll stick with that CDM role. We'll stick with Venturelli on the pitch, as you can see, Venturelli. We'll stick with that against Chelsea. And it works with Bizu picking up a brace and Andreas scoring a goal as well. So at this point, I was absolutely buzzing. We go to Bury to play against them, obviously, in the Carabao Cup third round. And we go back to the attacking midfielder, Chris Hart, back in the team, although actually it was Shaquille Williams who played in that game, not Chris Hart. And he scored a goal alongside Gustavo and Bizu once again. So Gustavo and Bizu scoring hatfuls of goals. We then took on Sunderland at home, won it 1-0. Pretty good game, that one. We should have done better, really, but Bizu scoring a penalty in that game as well. And then last time out, we switched back to that CDM position because I thought we needed that against Liverpool because they're a good side. And originally, after they went 3-0 up, I was thinking, oh, God, this is actually terrible. But then it didn't take long for Luis Gustavo to grab a goal. Adam Doherty grabbed one shortly afterwards. And in the second half, we brought it back to 3-0. So that was a fantastic result, given the circumstances, and kept us unbeaten in the Premier League and in all competitions, actually. It's incredible. I'm really excited by this. I did not expect us to do this well at all. I mean, I didn't think the signings that we made this summer were massive improvements. I thought, obviously, we've improved squad depth massively, but they weren't going to be massive improvements in quality where we perhaps needed it to break ourselves into that top 6, top 4. But the way we start the season off, we are incredible. And today we're coming up against Watford in 20th. So you can almost guarantee that this is going to be a loss. And also West Brom at home as well. Both games at home, actually. So this is the first time you're going to see the Mark Mason Memorial Metrodome. It's quite an exciting episode. Now, the only downside of this, we've not lost the game yet, but we're somehow not top of the table, which is a little bit crazy. 9 games played, and we are 4 points adrift of Tottenham, although Tottenham have just played a game this game weekend already. So, but even if we win, we're only going to be 1 point behind them. So Tottenham actually are ahead of us, whatever. Arsenal are only behind us by a point. Chelsea are behind us by 2 points, and then it's a little bit of a gap to West Ham, Man United and Man City, which is good. But if we can just continue with this kind of march that we're on so far this season, we could be a top 4 side come the end of it. I only want to be top 6. I want to be 5th or 6th. That was my aim for this season. But right now, after the start we've had, we really could be a top 4 side. Also, you may have noticed as well, when I'm showing you the results, that this chap has scored ridiculous amounts of goals. I don't understand where they've come from. 9 games played in the league, 9 goals scored, 4 assists in all competitions, 11 games, 11 goals. He is easily going to surpass what he did last season. I don't understand what suddenly flipped in his head. Because obviously he was rubbish last season. He was abysmal last season, apart from the final 2 games of the season. And clearly, something in those final 2 games just clicked for him. And now he's just scoring for fun. A goal a game, as it stands, pretty much. You love to see it. 5 of them have come from penalties. All right, 5 of them have come from penalties, which does skew things a little bit. But he scored 5 from 5. So you can't really knock him, can you? He's doing the job he's doing. In my opinion, Luis Gustavo is slightly more impressive. He's not quite scored as many goals or got as many assists, but he is playing predominantly as a winger, not the main striker. He's trying to be in more transitional play. And so to have 7 goals in the league, 9 games overall, not any from penalties either, Gustavo could actually be the player of the season so far, in my opinion. Because we have been playing so well, though, it has upset some players because we've not rotated the squad enough, because Bizzu's scoring goals, why change him? He's doing really well. Pomeroy's been very upset by this, and at one point hasn't turned up to training. So we've had to issue a warning to him, and he's now saying that he's considering leaving on a free transfer at the end of the season. So potentially, we might want to cash in on him in January. That does, of course, rely on Bizzu still scoring goals for me to feel confident enough to let our second choice striker go. Either way, as we head into today's game, Bizzu is actually injured, so he isn't going to be playing in the first of today's games. Instead, we're going to start Shaquille Williams. He's only got the 1 goal so far this season, but he's fitter than Pomeroy, who was playing for the under-23s the other night, and he's not particularly match fit. So Shaquille comes in at front, but as we start from the back, Solinkia is in goal as per usual. With Doherty, who's started to make that left-back position his own, he's played much better than Jimenez so far this season, so Doherty is doing quite well. Juliano and Smith make up the back line. Juliano didn't go, of course, in the end. We offered him out for £60 million in the end, but no one wanted him. Even Barcelona didn't want him at that point. So Juliano is staying at the club, although he's not too happy about it, as you can see about his morale there. He's joined alongside Smith, of course, with Klaassen doing very well at right back. He's scored a few goals this season. I think he's got 2 goals, 3 assists. He's been doing quite well. I've been pleased with Klaassen. Anthony and Andreas solidifying their centre midfield positions with Luis Gustavo on the left, Chisa on the right, and Hart in behind Williams today. We're missing Bizzu, which is a big shame, but I think we're still going to get the win today, especially if we play like we have been all season. Right then, kickoff is upon us here at the Mark Mason Memorial Metrodome. I still think that is one of the best stadium names of all time, even though I have named it myself. Well, I've not named it myself, it's named collectively. I mean, there's 3 suggestions in there. I mean, I said Mark Mason, but a lot of you guys said Mark Mason. Someone else said Memorial, and someone else said Metrodome. It's a collection of names there. So we've done very well in naming that, as we are coming forward. Shaquille Williams with a great ball across to Chisa. Chisa has a shot from distance. In the end, it's a bit of a tame shot in the end, but the Watford keeper makes a save. Now, ideally, we want to be winning today's game, obviously, but I want to try and keep this unbeaten run going for as long as possible, all right? Because it carries on from the previous season and includes cup competitions as well. As it stands right now, we are 17 games unbeaten. If we don't lose today, obviously that's 18 games unbeaten. We are really just running riot. I don't quite understand. I don't know if it just is, maybe it is a tactical change that's just seemed to have, I don't know, worked. I don't know, but I don't quite understand why we are so good this season. Perhaps it's like the Brexit mentality, maybe, because obviously we brought in a lot of English players, and I guess that's maybe helped out a little bit. They've all got that Brexit mentality of just, we need to win at all costs, like Boris Johnson seems to have at the moment. He just wants to win at all costs, as Luis Gustavo gets his 10th goal of the season in all competitions already, his 8th in the Premier League, assisted by Shaquille Williams as well. Gustavo really had... I mean, Chisa was fantastic. Chisa is fantastic, but in terms of goals scored and assists, Chisa's been nowhere this season in comparison to Bizu and Luis Gustavo. I just can't explain why we're so good, and we just keep winning. This shouldn't be happening, but we do it. I wasn't sure if we'd actually get close to winning a Premier League title this series. I didn't think we'd get close to doing it with the so little time we've got between now and FM20 coming out. But we are. We're right up there. We're a third of the way through the season almost. And we're right up there. So maybe we have got a chance. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be scoring 9 goals today like we did against Stoke. But we are winning as it stands right now. And Doherty now on the ball, looking to get the ball, back to someone. Someone give him a bit of a hand out there, please. As Doherty puts it into... That's a great ball to Gustavo in the end, actually. As Hart now on the edge of the area. Back to Klaassen. Klaassen in the middle. Gustavo into Williams. Gets the second goal of the game, which is absolutely brilliant. Now, there's a few players looking tired. Notably our wing-backs and Agni. So I think we're going to try and change all of them in one go. Kooks is going to come on the pitch. Jimenez is going to come on the pitch. And so is... Pillinger. We'll bring Pillinger on the pitch as well. Of course, he was one of the guys we got on a free transfer from Tottenham over summer. Hopefully, though, it will sort of rest those players that need a bit of rest. And hopefully, we'll just see the game out now. By the way, I actually want to point out here, we've dominated the game turner stats. 16 shots to 3 shots. We're just doing so well as Williams looks to get his second there. Saved by the keeper and the rebound eventually scooped up by their keeper. But we are just playing brilliantly at the moment. And Kooks now with another chance to put a cross in. Luis Gustavo does get the ball in the back of the net for his 11th of the season now. Unfortunately, Kooks doesn't get the assist because it was saved by the keeper on the first attempt, but amazing stuff. And look, we've got a big screen in the new stadium as well. We've got some nice stands in the new stadium. It's a great place to be, the Mark Mason Memorial Metrodome. I love that name. I love that name. Can you actually think of a better stadium name? Can you? I challenge you to think of a better stadium name. You just can't do it, as Watford's only highlight of the game goes wide of the mark. Oh, I've missed a goal. I was too busy looking at what was going on my other screen. I was reading some comments. We'll watch the highlight, though. We've got a 4th goal now. Chris Hart gets us one. Surprisingly, only his 2nd goal of the season. Although adding him to the team and adding an attacking midfielder seems to have absolutely changed everything around us. He's not actually got that many goals or assists. So I think he's just sort of in the build-up more than being a goal-scoring threat. And I think that additional player in the attack to add to the build-up helps us get 31 shots in a game. Why are we not scoring more goals, really? If I'm saying with 31 shots and with 32 shots now and only 4 goals, that's... Actually, you could argue we've had a very unproductive day out there. But, Chris Hart... coming into that attacking midfielder position has just changed everything for us. And I bloody love it. And that's that. 4-0 against Watford. Fantastic stuff. Great result to get today's episode going. West Brom coming up next. Who can actually stop us? Who can actually stop us? And there we go. 18 games now, unbeaten, going back to last season. You love to see it. Oh, and this is just Premier League as well, actually. This is just Premier League. So actually, if you include the 2 cup games, that's 20 games in a row unbeaten. Yet somehow we are still only 2nd in the table. I'll take it. I'll take 2nd in the table coming the end of the season. If you told me right at the start of this season if we could be coming 2nd, I'd absolutely take that. After the West Brom game, we actually do have quite a tough game against Tottenham in the Carabao Cup. Now, that could be the first loss we have this season, because Tottenham are obviously top of the table right now. They're the only team ahead of us. So that's going to be a real test for us in the Carabao Cup. What I'm hoping is Tottenham play a weakened lineup and we can put a full strength lineup up and just keep winning. As we head into today's game against West Brom then, Bizu is back from injury and is going straight into that first team lineup. Williams can be on the bench, Pomeroy off the bench. I think that's it. I don't think we change anything. I think we leave it as it is. And Bizu, he better score a hat-trick. He is a new man. Bizu is a new man. I can't explain why he's a new man or how he's a new man, but he just is a new man this season. First chance of the game looks like it might come towards us as Luis Gustavo is open on the edge of the area after a fantastic cross from Agni actually in the end, but a great little chance for us. Straight away, Chisa with another chance for us from the corner, but West Brom's goalkeeper collects that ball and punts it up the pitch. He does punt it up the pitch in the end, and we don't win the header, and it's West Brom coming forward, shooting from distance, and Salinkia has to deal with that. The resulting corner is being swung in by Towers, and it's headed just wide. So we need to be careful on the break, or West Brom coming at us on the break, and also from set pieces, because they look quite dangerous from both there. Not that I'm going to do anything, I'm not going to change anything, I'm just saying we have to be careful, just so you know that I've mentally clocked it, but I'm not actually going to do anything, because I never do anything. I just sort of sit back and watch it unfold, basically. And I was sitting back and watching it unfold there, when really I should be commentating, actually, shouldn't I? So they've come forward again, and Towers once again trying to put a ball in, but this time we've got the ball back. We've not really done anything with it or cleared it yet, as Hart comes quite deep to collect the ball and plays it up to Bizu, who's coming forward, beats 2, 3, 4 men, shoots, saved by the keeper. That would have been a superb goal. Slightly concerned at how quiet today's game's been so far. We've not had too many chances come our way, and a lot of these highlights seem to start with West Brom attacking us rather than us doing anything to them, really. And you can see here, actually, they are going to try and get back at us now as we've given the ball away. We need to get this back quickly, which we haven't done yet. And West Brom coming forward. Oh, great interception from Andreas there. Can we get them on the break as the ball forward to Luis Gustavo makes its way to him? He puts it in towards Chisa, but it's cleared only as far as Hart. Saved Bizu with his 12th goal of the season. Oh, you love to see that. 12 goals for Bizu. His 10th goal in the league as well, in 10 appearances in the league. Quite frankly, this is what I signed. This is what I thought I was signing last season, and it turned out it was rubbish. But it's just taken him a year to settle at the club. It's taken his time, and he's finally settled at the club. Oh, that was quick. Jeez, that was quick. Well, I should be paying more attention, shouldn't I? Right, what has happened here then? Towers, it's a set piece, lads. I told you they were dangerous from set pieces. Not that I did anything about it, but I told you they were dangerous from set pieces, and Towers has got a good cross on him. So instantly, pegged back. What I was trying to think about saying before that went in was that Vinicius Jr. has actually officially retired. We saw that he was going to retire last season at some point, he said, but he wasn't going to retire until November. I don't know why November, but he has now retired. October, sorry, not November. October he's retired. Don't know why it took him so long, rather than retiring end of last season, but he has now officially retired, which has saved us some wage money and does go some way to helping us pass that financial fair play. I don't mind drawing because it means we stay unbeaten, but obviously against West Brom sitting 13th, we need to pick up a win here today. It's busy, puts it out to Doherty to put it back in the middle. They're not letting us get the crosses in, and Gustavo now with his chance. Back to Juliano, we go again. The ball forward to Hart, down to Bizu. He is a changed man, and he is a goal scorer. He's not a man. He's a goal-scoring machine. He's just a machine. And I love him to bits. And thank you, all right? Thank you to everyone in the comment section who said, no, don't sell him. Because last season, I was really thinking about selling him. And if Marquez hadn't gone, if Marquez hadn't said to me, I need to go because I'm not going to get new work permits, if he hadn't said that to me, I would have let him go. I would have probably sold Bizu and kept Marquez. But it worked out the other way. And I'm so glad we kept him. I'm not going to pretend this time. I just didn't think this free kick was going to go in the back of the net. So I didn't bother commentating on it. But Dave Smith has just scored, quite frankly, a superb free kick. That's straight. He must be taking lessons off Brelinger. Brelinger hasn't played much at all this season. One, because Juliano and Smith have been keeping clean sheets between them like no one's business. They've been doing really well. And that's actually the only reason why Brelinger's not been playing. But that's straight out of Brelinger's book, that is. He must be taking lessons from him because Brelinger scored quite a few free kicks. We're now 3-1 up against West Brom. Can we grab a fourth as we put pressure on the goalkeeper there? It's cleared. Only as far as Hart, though. He can get on the ball into Agony, back to Juliano. Ball forward to Gustavo, who doesn't win it, unfortunately. Now it's West Brom with a chance to come and maybe try and hit us on a bit of a counter-attack. The ball forward is a good ball, actually, to Warren, who is saved by Salinkia. We're now at 90 minutes, and I forgot to make substitutes, which is quite poor because we needed to make substitutes to keep some players rested, actually, for the Tottenham game that's coming up in the Cup. It's not too detrimental, though. It's not too detrimental. The main focus, of course, the league, and it always is going to be the league, and we've won today 3-1. That's now, technically including Cup games, 21 games in a row unbeaten. I don't understand why we're so good and keep winning games. I don't get how we're doing it, but I love it. Literally, all we've done is just move Venturelli, change him into attacking midfielder, call him Hart, and that's what we've done. We've only just moved a guy further up the pitch, and yet it's 19 league games in a row unbeaten. You love to see this kind of thing. So again, because we want to try and get through this season pretty quickly, there will be a bit of a gap in between episodes to try and get forward a little bit. I reckon it kind of depends on the Carabao Cup and stuff as well. But if we sort of come back New Year time, so maybe the Everton game, but that means doing an FA Cup game, which is a bit pointless. So maybe the Stoke Burnley, maybe we come back in January time. Something like that. That could make sense to me. Either way, we're back around New Year. New Year is probably when we're going to be back as we try and whiz through this season, because we want to try and get as many seasons in now before FM20 comes out, obviously. I hope you don't mind that, by the way. I just sort of made that executive decision thinking that you'd want to get through some seasons quickly to see some European football. If we actually eventually get it, obviously. Maybe you're really cross about it. If you want me to slow down and not do these seasons quite so fast before we get to European football, we'll slow it down once we get to European football to actually play some European games. But I thought you might want to actually speed up to get there a little bit first, rather than just see us try and fail for the past few seasons like we have done. Either way, we'll be back in New Year, and thank you very much for watching today's episode. So if you have enjoyed it, please do drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I'll see you next time for some more Lincoln Loco action.